Hello and welcome back to the stream. I hope you're all having a good day today. We are back with some more D&D, and I'm really quickly racing to try and figure out music here, because I want to set up some YouTube safe streaming music, and obviously, you know, don't want to get copyright strike and all that sort of stuff. So, okay. Do that. You do that. Okay, do that. Yep, that's me. Okay, YouTube safe music has been set up. Let's get this going. No, that's what I want. Cool, that'll do. It's not too loud either. Sweet. Close down that, close down that. Hello and welcome in. Silver Sky, hello. Welcome in. It has been a minute. Honestly, I've not really had a stream up for a while, so yeah, been a bit of a minute on my side as well. But we're back, we're doing it. It's going to be fun. Okay, that music is actually quite loud. Give me a second here. That'll do. Alright, let me go ahead and undeafen, and we will get this going, because obviously I barely remember where we've been. So let's get this going.
Good ideas, it's fine.
We're live!
When do we have a bread episode? Now!
Yes. Everything you'll fight is gonna be bread. It's all bread.
Everything's bread. I'm bread.
You guys, you look at yourselves, you're now bread.
Yes!
Well, I must say, I loaf it.
And
That's
it.
I changed my
And there we go.
Let me guess, rocks fall, we all die?
Rock. No.
No?
Bread falls, you all die.
Oh! Crap. Okay, I need snacks.
Hey, we started Deception, hello!
Hello!
Yeah.
We're live.
Oh, hello,
doing all
we're
the
here.
Stream stuff. Let's do this. Alright.
Hello.
Kudaji, we're alive. Streams, last time recap. Whatever did we get up to? I forget. I am bread,
Right,
very hard game.
I
Yeah.
should do the no bread version, right?
Yeah, the no bread version.
Okay. Last time, you guys finally made your way into the towns, village, city, whatever it is, of Shady Creek Run.
The shithole.
Pretty much. You connected with Varen Terenza, who's basically a mentor, father figure, what have you, to Hawthorne. You connected with him, his gang. He told you guys that how Hawthorne still has this price on his head and people are aware that he's in the area again.
Wonderful.
And to stay low for a while, and that if you guys help him with a job, not only will you be paid, but he'll also do his best to make sure you get out of the town safely and away from the lovely, lovely Shady Creek Run. But, I get so much bread. But, after speaking with Varen, he told you guys to meet him, at the end of the day at the Empty Keg, which is a tavern in Shady Creek, frequented by the Grudge Gang, and that he'd give you the details of the job and what he needed from you. You guys then proceeded to spend the rest of your day shopping, selling, just, you know, sort of restocking, since it's been a while since you've been in the town. Eventually you made your way back to the tavern, gambled a little bit, mostly won a lot, and yeah, you waited for Varen to show up, which after a while, late into the night, he did, and he sat down at the table with you guys, ordered a drink, and yeah, that's where we start. Varen's sitting down, looking you all over, and sort of settling his eyes finally on Hawthorne. Yeah, and God damn it. Praise the loaf. Praise the loaf. Alright.
And what's the sketch?
Varen just looks over you. Alright. Well, here's the deal. So, you know how it is around here, Hawthorne. Families each have their own businesses that they, work in.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there are overlaps, competition between the families. It's a good thing. It keeps them distracted, focused on each other, not on the run and the people here. Sometimes, though, it doesn't go that well. Recently, the Trebane family, they, they're the fan. They must have been interested in the old ruin of Malaismere, deep in the jungle, on the artifacts and magic that they can get out of there. They were really the only ones ever to find interest in that. And recently, another outside entity has joined them in that interest. There's an old eccentric woman who lives out deeper in the Savalier Wood, a little further away from Shady Creek. She's been working with the Trebane family to study, catalog, find the secrets of Malaismere. All well and good for us. They've been doing their thing, keeping out of our trouble. But we've been had word from both this new woman and the Trebane family that the Jagantoth family, who before has never shown interest in Malaismere, they mostly focus on much more, even for this place, unsavory types of business, assassination, illicit substances, even slavery. We try and do our best to keep that down, but people slip by. But recently, they've been sending their own groups and parties to loot the city of Malaismere. There have been instances of conflict between different scavenging parties, and some of our people who were hired to cover some of the Trebane's expeditions met in conflict with the Jagantoth family. So, besides the fact that both the Trebane and our new benefactor are paying us to take care of these interlopers, we have a personal interest in dealing with the Jagantoth family. Basically, what the job is I already have Naira out there scouting out a party of these Jagantoth looters. Basically, I'm going tomorrow in the morning. I'm going to take you to meet this new benefactor, as she will be the one paying us directly.
Awesome.
And it's more of a formal instance, just to introduce the group that will be taking care of this situation. After that, we'll wait till nightfall. I'll show you the path that these looters have been taking, and you will have time to set up an ambush of some kind. It's up to you and your friends, depending how you'd like to take care of it. In the end, we need you to kill or injure as many people as possible. At least one needs to be alive in the party to make it back to the Jagantoth family to demonstrate how they should stop this foolish insistence on looting the city and leave it to the other families.
I would be real with you. I'm surprised the dragons didn't scare them off.
Dragons? There have been reports of a dragon in the area, but a small one for the most part, and no interruptions from that, to be honest.
Yeah, we encountered a young green dragon on our travels down the Savalier Wood. Can I do a history check? Because I don't want to metagame here. Can I do a history check to see if Hawthorne remembers? Because didn't the dragon mention to us that his mother was living in the ruins of the city?
Oh yeah, you can remember that easily enough.
So do I remember that?
Yeah, you do.
Right, well, I mentioned that to... I basically say to Varen, it's like, that dragon told us his mother was living in that city. And we witnessed the young dragon shapeshifting into an elven male. I would bet real money that this older lady that's living in the forest is the older dragon.
Varen just sort of looks at you and says, "Well, we haven't heard any reports of any interference by dragons of any kind. As I said, we've heard the reports of the smaller dragon, green dragon, up north, farther into the Savalier Wood, from the few groups that go up and down through the woods to Uthadern up north. But nothing about anything of larger size. I mean, I will say, the woman doesn't live in the woods. She's built herself a mansion out there, and she is by herself. And I mean, she is a green dragonborn, but her scales, she looks older. Her scales a little dull, but she claims to be from the old city of Draconia, far to the south, that was destroyed a long time ago. Calls herself, give me a second, look up my notes, calls herself Sylvania Santina, one of those, Draconians with the tail, as opposed to other Dragonborns without.
Was that where Kessif's family was originally from? Kessif?
Yes, that is where your family was originally from, before the destruction of the city. But yeah, she moved in, built the mansion a while ago, a couple years ago, and has been peaceful ever since. No troubles from her. As I said, been working with the Trebayne family to learn about and investigate the city, as far as we can tell.
So they're fine. The issue is the Jagantoths are trying to get a part of there, so our aim is to kill as much of the Jagantother as we can.
Well, leave one alive,
Kill,
send a message.
Injure, as long as someone gets out alive to relay the message. The pay is, well, it's very good. Obviously, we'll be doing a 60-40 split. 60 for me and the gang, and 40 for you all.
That's pretty fair. There's more of you guys. Makes sense that you guys get the lion's share.
As well as the client has made clear that anything that the Jagantoth party has stolen, she gets first
First
look over to claim anything that might have arcane or historical significance that she'd like, but she has said that if there's anything of paltry value, any art or things that do not interest her, your group would be able to keep them, possibly to sell or use later on, if that's fair to you all.
Sounds fine by me.
Sure.
Well, you all agree to the job. I've already gotten you some rooms here at the empty keg. Only 2. I'm unsure how many you need, so you can split yourselves up as you like. But I will be back in the morning to take you all out to the Savalier Wood again, if that's all right with you.
I mean, I'd much rather get away from that scaly hacky sack as I could, but a job's a job.
Indeed. Hawthorne, if you have a second, I'd like to talk to you outside, alone, briefly, if you have time.
I sort of glanced at the others and just sort of go, you guys head up to the room, I'll be fine.
Well, I hope you understand that if there's 2 rooms, I'm taking one of them. You 3 can have the other.
You're gonna make Kessa bunch with Hawthorne and Tartarus.
Yeah. No. It's fine. I don't see that.
I'm a lady, Coda.
Yes.
Right. Anyway.
I imagine the 3 of you continue upstairs arguing over who gets what room.
Like, you can produce your own room.
Let's go out in the street and cast Tiny Hut.
Be a bit weird. That's the thing. I would sleep on the street if it wasn't Shaded Creek.
Tiny hut.
I'm not going to tiny hut inside of a building. I could. Awesome.
Not deception. So,
But
But yeah, if you guys sort of, tiny herder, share with me. There's your ultimatum, Coda.
well, it seems we're splitting Kessev and I and Tartaros. And good luck, Tartaros.
All right. The rest of you sort of, you don't have to go up to the rooms. You can finish a drink down at the bar. But Varen steps outside with Hawthorne.
wonderful.
Sort of takes you around the side of the building to like an alleyway. And he sort of looks over you and says, "So about that symbol you have.
Yeah,
You never did figure out anything about it, did you?
not really. I was never really able to.
In your, where did you end up anyway, Hawthorne? I don't think you ever said anything.
What's the name of the jungle north of Nicodranas again?
The Koraska jungle?
Right. So, traveled down south for a while. Ended up holed up in Nicodranas for a while, running a locksmith shop. And then, through happenstance and sheer coincidence, I ran into that lot, got in a fight with Tabaxi, and ended up hightailing it up into the forests to the north, going after the tiefling's friend who got kidnapped. We ended up in a jungle, in a sort of like decrepit mansion deep in the jungle. Half the jungle in that area was completely dead, as if the life had been drained from the land. And we came across a gentleman in the mansion who had actually, I believe he was a necromancer, because he was able to raise the corpse of my Dragonborn friend's mentor, I believe. I don't have to know what the connection was. I never really pried, but he was obviously close to her. And the gentleman himself was wearing that necklace with the same symbol that's on the spellbook. So he's with the same group. But they ended up, we never actually proved it, but someone he was with had someone that we believe was my friend's friend, and they tried to send us to their plane, I think it was, dimensional plane, or send us somewhere through magic. The spell went wrong, and we ended up deep in the Floka Alps, and the rest is history, really.
He sort of nods and says, "That's a hell of a story, Hawthorne."
Alright, well.
So, when you made it down to Nicodranas, I assume you kept a low profile, didn't spend too much time in any towns or cities on your way down.
Not
Mostly
really,
just
no.
getting away. Yeah.
Put as much distance between
Well.
myself and Shady Creek as I could.
Well, I was curious, so I did some digging after you left about the symbol, the emblem. I know who it represents, what group it represents.
Right?
Have you ever heard of the Cerberus Assembly?
Can't say I have, no.
Actually, give me a history check on that.
Oh, okay. 13.
You think you may have heard it in vague conversations before?
Name rings a bell, but couldn't tell you
But
more
that's
than that.
all. Yeah, I'm surprised if you hadn't heard of it. Unfortunately, they're one of the big players down in the Dwendalian Empire. They're basically the magic arm of the government of the Dwendalian Empire.
Brilliant, I pissed off the government.
Well, not the government. I doubt you pissed off the government itself. There are the Dwendalian Empire, the king and his council, and the Cerberus Assembly, and the Library of the Cobalt Soul are sort of three branches, if you will, of the government. One government, one magic, and one knowledge. They sort of keep each other in check for the most part. But as tends to happen with those with arcane power, sometimes the wrong people are drawn to it, and there are rumors that many of the Cerberus Assembly, who should be working for and serving the Dwendalian Empire and their king, tend to do their own experiments and take their own initiative when it comes to magical power and research. So who knows who you pissed off, whether the man who you originally took your
spellbook from,
or this new man who you met recently, could work for the same person, could work for different people. The Cerberus Assembly has many different offices of power who have adjuncts under them, and then people who work for them. It could be some small offshoot that is doing their own research. It could be one of the main offices or leaders of the Cerberus Assembly who you pissed off. I couldn't tell you, but you at least have a name to the organization and where they're from.
Well, it helps. I really appreciate it.
No problem. And if you are planning on trying to get back to Nicodranus, I'd be careful when traveling through the Empire. I don't think your face will be something that everyone in a town or city or village will know, but it takes a little bit of bad luck to run into the wrong person,
I must admit, though, I'm not entirely sure where we're going after this. I think our plan was just to circle back to Nicodranus, but is there a place Hawthorne can go without wanting to be murdered?
You might have to look for different continents.
Brilliant. Just a different plane of reality.
Yeah. Plane of reality, maybe try a different continent, who knows?
Wonderful.
But you see Varen just as you say that, just put his hands up and says, I wasn't prying, I know it's best the less people are going better.
Absolutely.
But I thought I should let you know that, and I never thought I'd see you again, Hawthorne, and I'm glad I got to. You seem to grow into a fine man.
The feeling's mutual, but Valen, thought I'd never get to see your ugly mug again.
Aaron just chuckles and says, yeah, well, I'll grab you and your friends in the morning, alright? And just puts out a hand for a shake.
And I accept it.
Yeah. Gives you a shake, pulls you in for a pat on the back hug, pushes you away hard, gives a little bow, and then turns and disappears into the streets.
I instantly check my pockets.
Just give me an investigation check.
15.
You notice you're missing 10 gold.
Fucker! You motherfucker!
Players gonna play.
Fucker out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just hear him laughing as he disappears into the crowd.
Oh, you twat bag. Great. And with that, I stumble back into the bar.
There you go.
And I head upstairs and... Well, I check to see if Tartaros and if the rest of the group are still in the bar, if they've headed up to the rooms.
That's up to you guys. What are you doing
Well,
while
where
this
are
is
you?
happening?
I'm in the room, vibing, playing music, just chilling.
Are the rooms next to each other?
Oh, yes, they are.
I go up to the room next door and start playing with bagpipes.
How's
like-
it from one room to the other? Do I have to hear the bagpipes?
Oh, you 100% hear the bag.
Mhm.
And I absolutely make sure to play in a different tempo and different beat to it as well.
Yeah, this is not... There's no soundproofing. You can clearly hear the bag.
No.
I keep that going for about a minute just to annoy you, and then I stop.
Amazing.
No, do you know what Oh no, I can't do I had a dumb idea in mind, but I can't do it. That's fine.
No, I didn't
Alright.
ask how thin the walls were. I said I cast Fireball.
Well, I was going.
Amazing.
My plan was, could I Misty step into the room and be like, "Shut the fuck up"?
He's appeared in front of me.
Unfortunately, you have to be able to see.
Yeah, which is why I said I can do.
Oh well, that was just we have fun here.
Amazing.
Anyway,
Yeah. You have the rest of the night. It's free to you guys if you like to do anything.
as much as I'd love to go and gamble the night away, I think it's probably best if we take some long rests because I'm very low on health right now. Actually, you know what? Fuck, I'll do one more round of gambling. Fuck it.
All right. Okay. Gambling. Hold on a second. Let me bring.
I'll play the. Was it the dice game where you roll D8, D6, and D4? Or was that
Give me
cards?
1 second. I'm just pulling up game rules again. Aha. All right. So that would be the cards. Is the D8, D4? That's Yeah, that's the.
Screw it.
Yep.
I'll play some
Yeah,
cards.
because that's the card game where you roll the D8, D6, and D4, and whoever has the highest wins. The dice game is you roll 2d6, trying to hit a 7 or a 12.
Oh yeah. I'll play around the cards.
Sure. Yeah, at this point, you are one of 3 players.
Cool.
The players have changed a little bit. Instead of the human, the dragonborn, and the half-orc woman is still there, but there is now a tiefling man, like deep orange skin, corns that like curve around like twice and stick to the sides of his head. And then as well, there is a human woman this time, very like muscular, scarred arms, like 3 claw marks across her face in a scar. But yeah, so the 3 of you or the 4 of you sit down to play. The human woman is the dealer. The buy-in is 50 gold.
Oh boy. Sure.
And yeah, the human woman is the dealer. Throws out the cards. Roll a d8, please. Let me roll.
Okay.
See d8s real quick. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Alright, I'll say you're next to the human woman, so I'll say the first bet or check is up to you.
I'll add another 15 to the pot.
Alright. The orange tiefling will call the 15. Hold on 1 second.
I love how I'm gambling and Coda's just vibing.
Alright.
I'd say it's pretty true to character at this point.
Honestly, yeah.
I think the half-orc woman folds right there, and the human woman will also add a 15.
Okay.
And she'll dole out another round of cards, which is a d6 for everyone.
Okay.
And again, the bet check goes to you.
I make it 25 this time. No, 15 again.
Another 15. Both the tiefling and the half-orc woman also throw in 15.
Okay.
And then, yeah, final card. Which is a d4. Alright, and then one...
One
no,
more.
that's the end.
There's another round of betting after that?
Oh yeah, one more round of betting.
Yeah, I'm throwing in another 20.
Jesus. I think at this, the tiefling bows out. He folds. But the half-orc stays in one more time
Okay.
and reveals. What do you have?
15.
14. You win it.
Oh, wow.
Jesus Christ, you guys have been rolling really well in this game. And
I rolled a 7, a 5, and a 3.
Jeez.
It's the only thing we roll well in.
Yeah,
Perception
literally
checks? No. Gambling. That's where it's at.
The half-orc rolled a 6, a 4, and a 4. I was like, damn, that's not bad. But, so you paid 50 gold buy-in, you end up with... No, 200 gold pieces. Oh, 210 gold pieces.
Is that 210 profit? Or...
Yes, that's 210 profit.
So I take off the 50 down to 200, yeah?
Yeah.
So I make 150. Not bad, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Alright, I start smiling and start saying, I think I'll dip out there. This gap and walk away from the table before anyone throws a drink at me.
The female half-orc who, the same one that you faced in the last game, and now just beat again, is just glaring at you the entire time.
Great, someone else that's going to want him dead. What's new?
Get in line.
Front of the line at this point.
And with that, I go up to my room, tuck away my gold, and go to sleep.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do in the night, throughout the evening?
Nah, vibe then sleep.
Yeah. Tartaros, Kesef, anything from you guys?
Coda's pining for the really cute tiefling lady that was running the shop.
Yeah. No.
When I Stormaturge, it's like change the light. I'm like changing it to like the blue that was her skin color and being like,
Oh.
Amazing.
Anyway.
Kesef
so
with the knowing look, I love it. But yeah, and if there's nothing else from you guys, then you all sleep for the night.
In a bed for the first time in God knows how long.
Indeed. Yeah, just can I get a perception check from everyone?
oh, I was literally about to say the first time we can sleep without one of those.
Just I'm gonna say disadvantage from everyone as well.
Oh.
Perception check disadvantage.
That's a 10.
Can I literally say I rolled 2 d20s? So I rolled 2 20s.
You
I rolled a
two
17
natural
and a
20s?
20.
Natural 20 twice in a row, so 27.
Damn, very amazing.
It's
Yeah, I
fine.
rolled a 17 and a nat 20.
So
I rolled...
Well,
nice.
I rolled a 15 and a 3. Bollocks.
well,
Good thing one of us in each room rolled well.
I was about to say, yeah. At some point throughout the night, both Coda and Tartaros hear the doors of your room creak open. What is your initial reaction? I'll say we'll do Coda first. As you hear the room to your door, the room to your door, the door to your room start to creak open in the middle of the night.
what's this like? What? Obviously, I guess I was about to ask what's like the lighting situation, but like obviously I've got dark vision, so even if the light was off, what do I see?
At the moment, it's just slowly opening. You see like a hand around the corner, just pushing the door open. That's it.
I very quickly, not like I nudge Kessev just briefly, and hopefully enough to wake her up, and then get up and like just brace myself to like work out who the fuck this is. And I think, just in case I decide they're an enemy, I'm going to prepare. I'll just do prepare vicious mockery, just in case.
Alright. The door like sort of slides open, and like you see a head, human, younger, start to like, you know, like, but like 16, 17, so like young adult kind of, getting there. Start a human head just sort of poke into the room, sees you, sort of like up and prepared, just goes, "Oh shit!" Backs up, slams the door, and you just hear pat, 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 the pitter patter of feet running down the hallway.
Motherfucker. Motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
Look, I predicted this, Thief. Should have predicted.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have prepared something else. That's fine.
But
I'll allow that. Did the door... Oh, I guess he fucking lockpicked it.
yeah.
But the mug just stabbed. Got it. Yeah, just the normal.
But so that happens. Unless there's anything else you'd like to do, you're free to go back to sleep.
Yeah, there's not really much else I can do besides relock the door.
Yeah.
And yeah, go back to sleep.
All right. And then at a separate point throughout the night, Tartaros, you as well, you see a hand around the corner, the creaking of a door opening. What's your initial reaction? What do you do?
I would immediately cast Dancing Lights and just make a dope light show, kind of like this.
Yeah, so with the light show, you get a little more of yeah, that's cool. You sort of open, you see the door. As the door sort of starts to open, you start to see a head, human head, younger, like 16, 17. With the lights, you can see he's sort of got like a shock of like red hair. Just sort of poke his head through, see the lights, go, "Fucking again? Shit!" And close the door. And again, you hear down the hallway.
Shit.
Pretty much. But is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope. Just kind of have a smug satisfaction as I
Wake me up so I can
down.
track that guy down and beat him to shit.
Yeah, right. But
Yeah.
you lock your door again. Spend the rest of your night. Nothing else happens, and you all get your long rest.
I follow the lad and be like, find out. But okay.
Damn,
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye out for him.
17, Jesus.
Yep. Good rolls. When he said disadvantage, I was like, aw, and I even rolled better.
Hey, Split. Welcome in.
But
I
yeah,
thought-
you guys
I thought
all.
Golly got slipped armor.
Yeah. You guys all wake up the next day. Sort of make your way down to the main area of the tavern. There's food if you'd like, drink if you'd like. Breakfast beer is available.
I absolutely grab a breakfast beer and some sort of like roll
Well-
or sandwich.
I've
Amazing.
never understood in the morning. Coda is looking at Hawthorne with genuine, like, he's been annoyed at Hawthorne before, but like seeing him having a beer in the morning is probably the most disgusted he's looked at Hawthorne.
I saw a glance over at Coda and I saw a glance at Coda and just go, "Here's the dog, dude." As I necked back the beer.
Yeah, don't knock breakfast beer, damn.
Oh no, weird. I don't get it.
Fuck's sake, Coda.
No, call me traditional. I see, like, unless it's like late afternoon, evening, Coda's quite traditional. That's when the alcohol. That's it. Not with breakfast.
Fair enough.
Gotta start the
Exactly,
day
it
right.
is 5 o'clock somewhere.
This is actually
Yeah.
we're
Even
gonna have
5 o'clock in the morning.
God damn it.
Alright, so
Yeah, I would definitely
yeah,
be
you guys
enjoying a
collect your
proper
breakfast.
meal.
You guys enjoy your meal, and eventually Varen does make his way into the tavern again. Sort of
Yeah.
sits down, also orders a breakfast beer. Downs it in one go, looks at you all and says, "Alright, well, you all ready?"
one thing before we leave. Can I get my 10
Yeah.
gold back?
He sort of looks at you like, "What are you talking about? 10 gold? I don't remember 10 gold."
Yeah, you're right. Nothing. I don't know what I'm talking about. I kind of give him a sly wink and just go, "You cheating bastard! I'll get that back off you."
Yeah, you know the rooms I got you are expensive, right? And he gives you a wink back. He says, "If you'll please follow me."
He's got you there.
Yeah. So get up and follow Varen, I take it, yeah?
Yeah, that's what you guys are aiming to do.
I'm ready.
Yeah. You guys all cloaks up.
Get away
the
from
streets of Shady Creek. Make your way down. Eventually making your way through Shady Creek, eventually getting to, back out into the Savalier Wood. He sort of takes you down some, well-traveled paths into the Savalier Wood. Some seem to be like sort of game trails and hunting trails. Some just paths that are wide enough to fit even like carts and stuff like that. Eventually, after about an hour and a half of travel into the Savalier Wood, you see it a little bit through the trees and stuff first. There's a large like mansion, basically set just smack dab in a clearing in the middle of the woods. A decent wall surrounds the mansion. A gate in the middle. The gate sort of...
If we're back in the wood, do we find Cody? Good question.
So you definitely left a different area than when you first entered it. Initially, there's no sign of Cody, because you're sort of, rather than coming down from the sort of, let me think of directions in my head, you came from the northwest because you were heading southeast, and you came from a northwestern direction. You are very much heading more east and north. So you left Shady Creek to the east and headed north from there. So you're almost on the other side of Shady Creek from where you left Cody. And at the moment, there's no sign of him. That's all I'll say.
He'll show up. He's a crafty little blighter. He'll show up.
Maybe. Anyway,
Anyway.
Anyway. Yeah. You make your way. You got bear napped. I would never.
You absolutely would.
Ever bear nap a bear. Kidnapping's one thing. Bear napping, never.
Anyway.
Yes, you guys make your way to this sort of stately mansion. It looks to be like 3 stories tall, which, like, Shady Creek barely has any 2-story buildings. This thing is very well made, intricate. It's a nice mansion. You sort of walk up to the gates. Varen just sort of pushes them open. They would seem to be locked. And he says, just looks back at you and says, "Follow me," as you sort of head to the double door front doors of the mansion.
Cody hears that and, like, not loudly, just like turns to you like Tartarus or Kessim. It's like, that's what we've been doing the whole time.
I'm gonna say with a let's see.
I kind of glance at. I kind of take the moment to glance at Cody and it's like, yeah, you get used to it.
With a 29 perception, Varen just looks over his shoulder and says, "I heard that."
I kind of glance back at him and says, "Heard what? We were talking."
No, Cody, you're like, well, I've got a point.
Varen just looks ahead and over his shoulder flips you all off.
I just flip him off right back.
Yeah. Can I mage hand the hand in front of him and flip him off from the front?
Amazing. That's great.
Truly of spells.
The best use of mage hand.
Why else would you need it?
For stealing? For traps?
Nah.
No, you just flip people off from a distance.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, Tartaros, In response, you feel a flick at the and in the back of your head as you see another mage hand flipping you off.
Touche.
So I kind of glance at Varen and just go, I see you've learned.
I tried to initiate a mage hand thumb war.
Can we stop just derailing the campaign, please?
Varen
No.
fully just has barely. He didn't even look back for any of this. He's just full ahead, heading towards the front doors. He dispels his mage hand. Now, and he gets to the front door and sort of says, "Now, as I said, she's a little bit eccentric, so just be polite. We're in and out. Everything will work out well. Sound good?"
Sounds good. Note to self, don't steal anything.
Please don't. And you watch as he goes to knock on the door, and before his hand hits the doors just open on their own, and he sort of whoosh, the hand just goes like through and go, I forgot about that. Yes, yeah, let's go on in, I guess.
Guess we're expected. Oh, we are.
Aaron just sort of walks in. You walk into just a wide open like foyer area. Across from you, there is a single large staircase in the center that leads up into and then curls up to the right and the left. 2 more staircases heading in those directions. You see several doors, about 3 on each side, just lining the opposite walls. You see just paintings of... I mean, most of you aren't quite familiar with expensive or art in general of the painting variety. Kesef, actually, I think you recognize a few of these paintings as being from Draconia, of various artists of Draconia, showing the city itself, and various images surrounding the city, stuff like that. But also, random landscapes, just the sort of art you expect in like a rich person's house. On each side of the staircase, there is a bust that shows a dragon head. Just seems to be looking ahead. And you see, to the left, the center door is open slightly, and there's a light coming from it. The rest of the doors are shut tight. Nothing else. But, yeah, you see that light over there, and Varen sort of says, "Yeah, I believe that's her study. I think that's where we're going to be meeting her. Follow me."
Sounds good.
When he says follow me, he sort of gives a pointed look to you, Coda.
Well, Coda was like, Coda was about to be like, when he said, like, I think that's where we need to go, or like, well, this is where she'll be, and I was like, what was the first hint? Coda's just holding a bit of a grudge over the breakfast beer. That's all this is.
Oh my god.
I kind of glance at Varen and say, I apologize for my tiefling friend. He's a bit of a grouch.
I don't know why you said friend.
Varen just sort of shrugs and says, well, there are a lot of grouches in Shady Creek. I'm familiar with them. Anyway, he sort of nods and sort of leads the way to sort of slightly ajar door. Varen sort of slowly opens it and walks inside. You all sort of follow him in, and you see basically like a library / study, like walls, or the walls are bookshelves basically, piled high with books all shelved nicely. You see in the center of the room there's a large desk. You see bent over some papers with a little, like, spectacles over her snout, a green scaled dragonborn. The scales dull. She seems to be older. Just wearing a regal like dress that complements her duller scales, but the dress just seems to go well. And she as you all enter, she sort of doesn't seem to pay you mind as Varen walks up to the center, sort of like a little bit away from the front of the desk, just sort of looks at you all, puts a finger to his mouth and to like a shushing motion, and sort of puts his hands behind his back and just waits. As this woman doesn't even react as you first enter. You all sit there for 5, 10, 15 minutes before the Dragonborn woman seems to finish something, put a paper to the side, take her little like glasses off, put them to the side, put her hands together and sort of look at you all and say, "Ah, Varen, how nice of you to finally show up. Is this the group you've chosen to deal with our little problem?" And she sort of just eyes each of you in turn. Varen steps forward and says, yes, I trust this group very, very much, and I believe they're the best to handle the issue before us." And you watch as the older Dragonborn stands up, sort of steps around the desk, and almost sort of inspects each of you. Slowly walks around Coda, slowly walks around Tartaros, then Hawthorne, spends a little bit more time around Kesef with sort of an interested look, then makes her way back to the desk. You see her sort of looking at you, sort of wave a hand in the air. You're all spellcasters, so you won't know a spell being cast when it's happening. You see her finish an incantation. You see a glow, this sort of like purplish glow appear over her eyes as she looks at you with, more discerning eye. Looks each of you over, sort of stops at Hawthorne, curiously looks at you for a second, moves on from that, looks you all over, sort of nods, the glow disappears from her eyes and says, "Well, they seem capable enough. When are you planning on going forth with the operation?" Aaron just says, "Well, one of my group has been tailing this party of these Jagantoth thugs, and from the reports I've gotten, they look like they're almost done with their pillaging and should be heading back soon. We plan to set an ambush for this group." Dragonmore just sort of nods, says, "Lovely, I look forward to seeing the fruits of your labor. Please, if there's any questions any of you have about what we are asking you to do, feel free to ask me." And she just sort of looks at the rest of you.
So, from what we've heard, you're looking into the secrets of Lacemere.
Yes, the city itself is well, it's tragic past, and what happened to it and the Savalier Wood as a whole is really an interesting just tragedy, honestly. What magic they must have done so long ago to do so much damage to a proud city and the forest surrounding it. It's quite curious, indeed.
So you're trying to find out what caused that?
That, as well as figure out any other technological and magical advancements that they may have made so long ago. Really, the time of Malleus Mir and other cities like it magic was so advanced those days. It's been lost since then, but who knows what we can find deep in the ruins.
And the Jagantoths are getting in your way.
Yes, since I've gotten here, the Trebane family was main ones that had interest in the city, and I've made a deal with them and have worked with them for a while. And, yes, the Jagantoths have sort of, what's the saying, butt in on our business. It's quite rude and not something we take kindly to.
Am I right then the Jagantoths are the one that have the bounty out on Hawthorne?
They're the ones, yes, that as far as you know,
they've taken the contract out, I think is one of them.
have taken the contract to, yes, assassinate Hawthorne.
And then obviously this isn't something I would really know, but I guess being in Shady Creek for a little bit, what's known about the Trebane family? Like, what's their role in Shady Creek? What kind of people are they like? Like, yes, this woman is peaceful, but what's the company that she's keeping?
I'll say Hawthorne and Varen probably shared basic information about the families to you. The Trebane family, like I said, they're mostly interested in the artifacts in the city of Malaismere. Probably not for the most benign purposes. They're probably more interested in, power and weapons and what they can gain from the old magic and city, and the old magic and power and technology of the city of Malaismere. But that is their main focus. So that's probably the extent that you know about the Trebane.
So it's not like they're like a nice. It's not that they're a nice group, but compared to the Jagantoth, like we've kind of got a bit more reason to be in the good books of the Trebane than the Jagantoths.
As far as you know, seems like it.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
She sort of looks at you all, and she sort of says, how rude of me. I assume Varen here has told you my name, but I would like to introduce myself. I am Sylvania Sentina, of the late and lamented Draconia. I had the good fortune to leave the city before the destruction by that beast of a dragon, Vorgal, but I mourn its loss, as do all of its citizens. And who are you, if I may ask? I sort of just looks at you as a whole.
I guess I'd start. Coda. Oh no, gone Hawthorne.
After the last time I gave someone my name, I'm kind of hesitant. I kind of look at it, so like I mean it with his most kindness ever. The last time I gave someone my name, they attempted to trap me for eternity. So
She sort of just raises an eyebrow ridge at you, like, really?
Yeah, you wouldn't believe the story that I had to do to get out of that. Let me tell you that much.
Well, how about the lot of you as a group? Do you have a name that I could call you as a whole?
Do we?
Fuck.
We don't have a name!
I'm pushing it.
Fuck. Huddle in, what we call ourselves.
We are Great Balls.
Did you say we're the Great Balls of Fire? Really?
Yeah, fire.
The Little Richards.
Oh my god.
The slightly larger Richards.
Amazing. But I'm not gonna push it on you now, but maybe think about that in the future, all four of you.
Yeah,
But,
we need to.
as
Yeah.
you sort of, after she says that, and she sort of sees you sort of look at each other, sort of like,
We're
she
actually
says,
we're actually having this conversation out loud in front of her, like just bouncing.
Yeah,
away.
we're just chatting away.
Amazing.
Like, what is her name? What are we called?
you see Varen just off to the side with like arms crossed, head in hands.
I like to think that Sylvania's getting a bit of enjoyment out of this.
Oh, absolutely.
You see like a little just a slight like smirk.
The ghost of a
creeps
smirk
her-
across her face.
And
Pretty much, yeah.
after a bit of debate, I turned around being like, I hadn't really thought of it. Once this job's done, by the time the job's done, we'll think of something. We'll let
We'll
you
get
know.
back to you. We'll get back to you.
Ooh, you've given a timetable now. I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Oh, damn it, Ryder!
Time we finish the job, we'll let you know. But in the meantime, my name is Code from Nico Janis, and it is a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure is mine, and I look forward to seeing the name for your unusual group. How
That's
about
kinda-
you?
That guy decides to go, well, might as well. You may have heard of me. I'm, Julius Hawthorne.
She sort of gives a little smile and says, "Yes, I believe I've heard that name whispered before."
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably with, like, murderous intent. Wouldn't surprise me.
Indeed. And you, I want to say goblin, but you don't look quite like a goblin. Not any of I've seen before.
That's
Sort of
really
look at you, Tartaros.
Is that
Yeah.
is that racist? I feel like that's kind of racist.
I mean,
based on Tartaros's race and where they officially came from, they
Yeah,
actually came
I'm,
from goblins. So it's not
yeah.
entirely racist.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah, I'm not from
A little
around
bit.
here. To put it mildly, I'm definitely not from around these parts. But yeah, my name is Tartaros.
She just sort of smirks and says, "Yes, I gathered that. Interesting indeed." And she sort of, her gaze slides over to Kesef, and she sort of looks at you and says, "And you, Silver One?" And she sort of as you say, just Kesef, she sort of narrows her eyes a little bit and says, "Just Kesef, nothing else. No last or family name."
This point, I'm kind of looking over at Kesef as well. It's like, I've only really ever known her as Kesef.
She sort of gives you another, like, intense look for a second. And smiles and says, "Well, it is a pleasure to meet you all, and I look forward to seeing what name you come up with for your group. But, I really must get back to my work, and, I believe you have an ambush to plan, if I'm not mistaken." And at that point, Varen sort of just, yes, I'll be showing them where we're gonna play in the encounter, and sort of bows real quick, and sort of starts to usher you all out of the room.
I kind of just, like, give her a nod and just sort of step backwards out the room.
God damn it.
Fuck's sakes.
You guys make your way out of the room into sort of that foyer area. You keep ushering out, eventually getting to outside the gates. The door, as you open it, shuts behind you. The gate, as you sort of open and step through, also shuts behind you. Kesef, I need you to make a history check for me.
Hey, Nissa, welcome in. Well, welcome back. Okay, see you lurking.
13.
The name, that last name, Sentina. There's
So-
like the faintest tickle in the back of your mind that you've heard it before. No worries. I saw the roll on D&D Beyond. But yeah, there's like a faint tickle in the back of your head that you've heard it before, but you can't place it. It's sort of like a second where you have it and then it's gone, and it's like, I don't know.
What was that name?
But anyway,
Sylvania Santina.
Sentina.
Pardon?
Sentina. So yeah, Sentina.
Yeah,
Sylvania Santiago.
No. Wrong.
Anyway.
Montoya, you killed my father. Prepare to die.
God damn it.
I am Julian, something or other.
I'm only asking.
I forget the phone.
From before, and this is the first session I'm doing, I'm making notes. I'm a note boy now, so I can keep track.
No.
I'm so proud.
Yeah,
But yeah, so you guys.
Minor notes.
God damn it.
Anyhow.
Anywho. Yeah, you guys sort of, Varen, leads you out, looks at you all and says, well, I'll admit, I think that went better than I was expecting. How do you all feel after that,
You don't have high.
conversation?
You didn't have high hopes for us then, did you?
Well, knowing Hawthorne, no, I did not.
No, you make the.
Listen. I really had to suppress the urge to just fleece the place dry, but you know.
Yes. Well, I get that feeling as well, but hey, like I said, went better than expected. Now, all right.
Just out of character as well for a second. When she had the purple eyes, she cast detect magic on us, didn't she?
Yes, that's what you infer.
Yeah, balls. Well, I can make one guess why she stopped on me. Probably something to do with an artifact class wondrous item in my back pocket.
Anyway. Yeah, so Varen sort of says, now, I have Nara out. She should be showing up here soon to give you guys information about where and when the ambush should be happening. But I wish you all the best of luck. I'm sure you all do great. I will meet you all back here once the job is done. Have a good one. And he sort of gives you sort of like the two-fingered salute, turns around, and disappears into the woods.
Wait, as he starts walking off, I'll quickly shout his name out and be like, Varen!
He says, while still walking, yup.
Can you turn around a sec?
Nope. What do you want?
Well, okay, without him looking around, I flip him the bird.
He sort of instinctively flips you the bird back and keeps walking in the woods.
I love this guy.
Just as he's walking away, do I go, hey Varen, do we need to keep following you now?
Sort of his other hand goes up to flip the bird, and he disappears into the woods.
I'm just there grinning like, this is the best. I've missed this.
Why is he friends with you? That's what I want to know. He's too cool for you.
He's like my father. He raised me, you dickhead.
Yeah, he could have done a better job.
You motherfucker!
Damn.
I backhand ride it with my mage hand.
I mean, with the mage hand, it doesn't really hurt much at all.
It's not meant to, it's just meant to be like a psychological thing. Like, how dare you?
Yeah. Your face is slightly moved by the backhand from the mage hand.
Anyway.
I just like unsettle him, so look at him and be like, harder.
Thought you'd never ask.
Okay.
We'll
So,
stop.
Moving on.
because I'm gonna get perception checks from everyone. For Hawthorne and Coda, because you're having this little argument, disadvantage from the two of you.
God damn it.
That's fine.
It's a perception, right?
Yes, perception.
13.
Oh crap, that's a nat one.
Ow.
16.
Here it is.
It's nice having a +7 on perception now.
So, Coda and Hawthorne are having this sort of back and forth.
Yes,
I'm
somehow still one of the most observant people.
And at one point, while Coda and Hawthorne are having this, you just hear a voice behind you say, "I'm sorry, Hawthorne. Am I interrupting an argument with your boyfriend?"
I kind of look over. It's like
you sort of turn and you see an Owlin woman, who this is Naira. So she's got the features of a barn owl. So she's got that sort of heart-shaped like face.
how you spelling Naira? Is that N-Y-R-A?
N-Y-R-A, yes. Taloned hands, but 5 fingers that seem prehensile. Taloned feet, feathered body, the heart-shaped face of a barn owl. Instead of being the sort of white that most barn owl faces are, you see that the feathers have either been dyed or are natural, but they're black. And they match her eyes, which are just solid black. No, like, iris, pupil. It's just a solid black, eyes in her head. You see the bottom half of her face and her beak are currently covered by a sort of like bandana, black cloth bandana. Her wings go out behind her. She's wearing like basic leather armor, dagger and a bow across her belt and back, set in a way that don't interfere with her wings. And she just sort of stands there with her arms crossed, looks over at you, sort of twists her head to the side after saying that.
I just kind of grin and just go, nah, I just love that foreplay, you know how it goes. What's up?
And Naira, she's about your age actually. When you were like younger in Shaded Creek, she was one of the other ones who were younger like you. She's one of the best scouts that the Grudge Gang has. She's excellent moving silently. She's excellent at flying silently, as well as has excellent perception skills, is able to see extremely well in the dark as well, and keep quiet about it. But as you sort of respond and say, well, you should really forget the foreplay and focus on the job. I know it's always been an issue with you.
Anyway, I'm gonna go. Anyway, what's the job? Where are we going?
Well, follow me. And she sort of takes off, wings flapping, and sort of heads deeper into the woods.
I kind of glance back and say, well, better book it. God's sakes.
Yeah, you see this Owlin just sort of roll her eyes and continue deeper into the woods. Not being too stealthy so that you guys can all keep up.
Okay.
Yeah. And eventually she brings you to a not too far away from the mansion, only about 20 minutes. Brings you to sort of a well-worn pathway. It's wide through the woods, enough to compensate for like a wagon even if needed. And she sort of lands in the middle of it as you all sort of catch up. Looks to you all and says, the Jagantoth group should be heading this way in hours, I'd say. It's hard to tell exactly, but I'll be leaving you to go keep an eye on them, so you'll at least have a few minutes warning before they finally show up.
Sounds good.
You have most of the day to plan whatever ambush you'd like. If you need anything from me, or rather, if I need anything from you or anything goes wrong, well, Hawthorne, I'm sure you're familiar with the signal.
Okay.
And, you are. To you, the signal is barn owls have a very distinctive screech that they can release, different from animals, different from, other birds. You're familiar with it from your younger days when Naira tended to be your sort of lookout and scout. So you know her call, the sort of shriek of the barn owl.
That's what I wanted to go. Same as before, yeah?
Of course. And she sort of nods and says, yes, well, good luck. I'll be watching, and if you need help, I will do my best, but as Hawthorne knows, I'm not much of a fighter. And she sort of bows to you all, and her wings just sort of flap, and takes off, and disappears into the trees. Now, I'm going to be sharing a map for you guys, so that you can get a lay of the land, plan anything you'd like to do, and so on and so forth.
Fancy. We actually get to strategize. This is fun.
Yeah, right?
God, I need to think about what I can do.
Yeah. So this. So yeah, I said it's the dense sort of Savalier wood that you've become familiar with, but there is a path that seems well trodden, well walked through, that you all notice, and yeah, it's up to you guys now. Feel free to talk about what you'd like to do, anything you'd like to set ahead of time, anything you'd like to prep ahead of time, where you guys would like to be individually. Talk amongst yourself real quick. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick while you do that. I'll be right back, alright?
Alright.
Okay, so I don't really have much in the way of prep, like things that can be used.
So here's my first thought, right?
Yeah.
So it's very dependent on which way the wagon's coming. If they've got a wagon or whatever they've got, we could cut down a tree and just have the tree across the road, which blocks them off.
Okay, but what do we have to effectively cut down a tree?
Magic.
What spell will cut down a tree?
I think Fireball would do a pretty good job.
The light was on fire.
As in, fire doesn't cut.
Enough power. Magic missile. We could just blast our way through it.
Maybe. Bring a bit.
That would kind of be true. Jesus.
Yeah, get it. Wood.
The only idea I had, and it's a dumb one but could work, is I do have a disguise kit. So I could act as I could disguise myself as, say, someone that will then take up their attention, and then you attack them, and then I'm like,
we could disguise you to look like really badly injured, and you're lying in the road like, help me.
Yeah.
We could get help.
Send help. Oh yeah, get help.
We could actually get help.
One of my initial ideas was I would run kind of into the middle of them, grab something, like whatever seems like the most kind of important thing to them, and then thunderstep myself out of there.
I mean, my idea was go invisible and then just cast a big old spell in the middle of them.
That, considering I have Fireball, that sounds like a really nice one for this moment.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, if we're all down at the bottom and they're coming from the top, I'd run out from the side, thunderstep up, hopefully draw their attention that way, and then y'all can attack from below.
Yeah, my idea is if I get a high enough initiative roll, I'm hoping I can do Aghanas or Scorcher, and I'm hoping if I'm invisible, I can surprise them with it. And if it's a surprise, I think they have to get disadvantage on dex saves and stuff.
How about...
Hello.
Hello.
I'm back.
Hello.
And I'd like to... I heard everything you guys said. Fireball does not cut.
What about Magic Missile?
Maybe. I will retcon something, though, and I'll say, because this is something that Naira would have known and she would share with you, the composition of this group. She tells you... the Jagantoth group appears to be for sort of soldiers, thugs, the type of run-of-the-mill thug you can pick up on the streets of Shady Creek. They're probably not the most dangerous of the group, though. The dangerous ones are well, there's a white dragonborn, heavily armored in plate, with a drake at his command that he walks with. He carries a great axe, and he seems dangerous, deadly. He's brutal, from what I've seen while I've shadowed them in the ruins. Along with that, there's a satyr, a fey creature, but corrupted in some way. There's blood streaking down her face. She carries a long sword and a short sword at her belt, and she seems capable of some magic, from what I've seen. And along with them, seemingly more as, rather than a cart for transports, they have a giant, a hill giant. Not very smart, and mostly, as I said, for transport of the items they take. But he obeys them to the letter sometimes, from what I've seen. And that's as much as I know about the group. And after that, she'll sort of take off and leave, and I'll leave you guys to it again. But that's your sort of description of the group that you'll be up against.
Ryder, do you still know heat metal?
I was about to say, I hear a lot of metal.
No. Here's my plan, right? Big guy, heavy plate armor.
Yeah.
It takes like 5 minutes for someone to take off plate armor.
Yeah.
You cast heat metal on the guy's plate armor.
Mm-hmm.
I then cast invisibility on you, and you can go and hide, and he takes a bunch of fire damage over time.
Works for me. Or you
unless they're resistant to it.
Beforehand.
No, because if I cast invisibility on you beforehand, once you cast heat metal, it cancels out the invisibility.
Oh, good shout.
And it's not a concentration spell as well, so I just use it on you.
And then,
well, actually, it is a concentration spell. Yeah, I'll mistake that. So I'd probably just go and hide or something, or just like keep my range and snipe.
Yeah, that works for me.
We could probably get 2 or 3 turns of heavy damage on him if he's there. So that group, everyone that you described, are we going to be facing all of them, or maybe 1 or 2 of them?
I mean, the description you got, they seem to be they travel as a group to and from the city, as far as you know.
So it's going to be that entire group of soldier, like the soldiers plus the Dragonborn plus the Satyr and the Giant.
Most likely.
Okay.
I would imagine that the satyr is probably not a willing creature.
I'll say, if you guys want to, I'll say before Naira leaves, if you want to ask her these questions, she'll sort of say, yes, they seem to travel in a group, and as far as I can tell, the satyr seems to be fully willing. She seems to be, I think insane is a good word for it. She, not in her right mind. She, as I said, the blood dripping down her face is unnerving, but she even, and you know Naira, she tends to be sort of calm for pretty much every situation, but even she sort of shudders a little bit at the thought of this satyr.
Interesting.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, feel free if there's any other questions you'd like to ask Naira about the group before she leaves. Feel free to ask them now.
I can't think of any questions, Charles.
No.
Alright, so well, my initial thought is kind of somewhat divide and conquer a little bit. So my initial thought of running in and then thunderstepping out would work, and I'm hoping I can grab the satyr on the way out and teleport him away. At least a little bit for her, sorry. Away further to take her out of the immediate fray.
In that case, I could use Vortex Warp on the Dragonborn, get them away, we take care of the grunts, then we just got the 2 big guys.
Well, ideally, I'd want to keep one of the grunts alive, because we need to keep someone alive to send the message.
Yeah.
True. Because the only thing I could think of is I'm assuming satyr is about my size.
No, a satyr is a medium. Is a medium-sized human.
Am I not medium yet?
Not yet.
Should
You're
have
still
been. That we
small.
just never did that. Damn
No,
it, 'cause it should have happened at level 5.
I know.
I just never did.
Yes. There are also, I have ideas. I have some things that are happening, and there are reasons for that. We'll get to that in the
Smart.
future, though. I just want you to know I know that, but it hasn't happened yet.
Gotcha.
Side note, I just got a fun email.
Oh,
D&D
God.
Beyond are giving away free copies of Acquisitions Incorporated.
yeah.
I just picked that up.
I have that as well, yeah.
Nice.
I got that email as well. But, continuing on the planning. But,
Well, I
don't
wouldn't
worry.
be able to
Don't worry,
then, but I could still teleport myself out and try and get some chip damage on them.
yeah, Tartaros, there's reasons. You don't quite know yet.
Right. Here's my thought process, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of the four of us, I'm the healthiest.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is, I kind of just stand in the middle of the road, stop them, and you guys are all spread out around them, and you guys just, like, bombard them from all sides with magic and spells. Spells and arrows and stuff, and then I use, I can't use Vortex over myself, damn it. I really need to get Misty Step. I'll probably just pop Invisibility and just, like, get out of the way, and then start sniping them myself, and we basically just keep range on them.
I mean, if we're all hidden, why would you need to be in the middle of the road to get their attention anyway? If we're all hidden, we just ambush them regardless. That wouldn't really change anything unless there was a
If
specific.
we were all well hidden, would we proc a surprise round where we all got surprise attacks on them?
Yes, I'll say mechanically, you guys know, like, you know, when we get to the encounter, I'll have you all roll stealth checks, see how well you're hidden, and have them roll perception checks and stuff like that. But if the majority of you succeed, you would indeed get that surprise round.
So as long as there's an area to hide, there's no real need for the
True.
Someone in the middle of the road sort
But I
of thing.
still maintain we keep our distance.
Yeah,
It would actually be a good idea if we cut down a tree, because it gives them a less avenue for escape.
that comes back to my same question. Cut the tree with what?
Magic missile.
Would that work?
Jadachi?
It would require a roll, fairly low DC, but I'd say I'd allow it. It would, I mean, you'd use the spell slot, obviously.
That's fine. I would just cast it at first level.
Yeah.
Right. So where are they coming from? The north or the south?
Oh, sorry. As far as you know, they'll be coming from this northerly direction.
So if you scroll down to where we are, there's that one tree on the right on the edge of the road.
This
Down
guy?
one. Down one.
This guy?
That one, yeah. I would cut that one down with magic missile, or attempt to, and just use it to block the road. And
Is
then
that what you guys would like to do?
I mean, it makes logistical sense.
I think it's kind of unnecessary, but sure.
I mean, we can also use it as partial cover as well, which makes us hard
Yep.
to hit.
That is true.
True.
But part of me's thinking if they see a tree down in the middle of the road and no other trees fallen down, they might get suspicious that there's something happening and there might be
Well,
an
then
ambush.
I'll cut down a few more trees to make it blend in.
Then what would be because of these trees falling down?
Well, they've got
Like-
fucking giant. Maybe there's other ones knocking around. You don't know. It's a Savalier Wood. Honestly, I feel like saying it's the Savalier Wood is a good enough excuse.
If you say so. You know the area better than I.
Well, actually, that's a fair point. Would it be normal to just find random fallen trees in Savalier Wood?
Nah, I mean...
Can I do an insight check? Or
I don't-
what check would I do for that?
I'd say it's more of a survival check.
Oh, okay. Just... 26.
I feel like there are some like large creatures that move throughout the woods and stuff that tend to knock down trees. They're not particularly common though, so it'd be sort of an oddity. Maybe not instant suspicion, but definitely a little bit out of the ordinary.
Maybe not then. Go.
But it
In
wouldn't be
that
something
case,
that like it'd be like, oh, this is an ambush setup. It'd be like, huh, that's rare. That's weird.
maybe in that case we just.
Would you think they would stop for a non-magical trinket?
Are we putting the glowing green rock in the middle of the road?
Well, I could prestidigitation, a non-magical trinket, in the middle of the road. Or, like, just kind of not dead center, but something that they would hope. Yeah, why are we even.
Why do we? Again, all of this conversation is like this would make sense if we were trying to get their attention somewhere. But they were planning traveling
Yeah.
down this.
Let's just
Anyway.
hide. I say we just get hidden.
So let's hedge our bets.
Shut the fuck up.
And.
Shut at you.
So I would say let's cut down the tree, but plan our ambush a little bit further up. So that way if they do try to run, then they'll be stuck by the tree. But we would attack them before they saw the tree.
You know? Good shout, actually.
Sure.
So we cut down the tree at the bottom, and then we head.
Escape, but there wouldn't be any obvious signs of something happening until we attack.
Good shout. Okay, then. Shall we magic missile the tree, then?
You guys magic missiling the tree?
I guess so. Apparently.
Do it.
Okay, I'm magic missiling a tree.
Alright, tick off the spell slot and give me an Arcana check. Just to see how well you can maneuver the spell to hit exactly where you need it to knock down the tree. It's not a high DC.
17?
Easy enough. And
I rolled Let me put it this way. To just give you an idea of how strong my Arcana is, I rolled an 8.
Wow.
I've got plus
So
9 on Arcana.
This tree falls down and just covers the road right here. So this section of the road is just a tree falling between between this.
Cool.
And yeah, where would you all like to be?
Right. You see that sort of clearer area there? Up a little bit? So sort of like, around the clear area around the road. Like that kind of big area, like that entire area there, just like across the road as well. Like that, yeah, that entire area there.
Yeah.
I think if we get to hide around there, and maybe have two of us kind of further up the tree, and the two of us further down the road, if that makes sense. It's like one person there, one much further up. I'd say have us a bit more spread out, because we're quite close there.
I was just sort of moving you guys up here, but yeah, I mean, like, tell me, where do you guys want to go?
Right.
Who wants to go where? Who wants to go up?
The other thing, if we need to be stealthy, Kesef could cast her thing to boost our stealth.
I say I'll stay away from you guys because I'm able to bolster my stealth.
That does only last for 10 minutes. So
she can cast it just as she hears them coming.
We would need to hear them coming.
Yep,
and
that's true.
And I imagine the sound of a giant lumbering down the road is going to be quite obvious.
Yeah, plus you supposedly, hopefully, Naira will be giving you a bit of a heads up as well. I was just letting you guys know in the next 10 minutes.
My is the smaller shrubs, are they like small trees or is that just like overgrowth?
No, that's more like overgrowth, that type of thing.
So you'd be able to like shoot over and stuff? Or is it really
Definitely,
tall?
I'd say you'd be able these you'd be able to like hide behind them while prone, and you wouldn't be able to poke them and shoot over them.
I'd say have Kesef up in the top left, because that gives her a really good sight window.
Why not let
Around here.
I'm just making suggestions. I'm not saying where she goes. I'm just making suggestions, personally.
Yeah.
If that's where Kesef wants to go, she can go wherever she wants. That was just what I was thinking. I'm just thinking aloud right here.
Yeah.
Well, she said she wants somewhere where trees won't impede her shooting.
Sounds like a good spot, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would
that's
here, like right up here.
I think Coda.
Then you have undergrowth in the way. Does that work for you, Kesef? why don't you just give me an athletics check to get up in the tree? Again, low DC. There's no rush at the moment, but see what happens. Easy enough. You sort of climb your way up into the tree, find a nice little niche to put yourself in, covered by branches but still visibility on the road. All right, and how about for the rest of you?
Coda would move, I think, south or down a bit.
Back this way,
Yeah, or kind of like between the two trees.
like here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make himself nice and covered.
Sure.
Where would I go? I'm just thinking aloud. If you want to do Tartarus, I'm thinking you can go for it. Because I'm just trying to think of what
probably
I do.
If you want to Coda for you, I'd say if you want to like duck down, I think the best way for you to hide here would be to go prone and hide in sort of the bushes and the shrubs of that area, if that's okay with you.
That's fine by me.
You would be prone while doing that.
That's fine.
And yeah, Tartaros and Hawthorne.
I'd say the two trees next to each other, just above me.
These two.
I'd sort of put myself in the creek facing the road, like in the corner between them.
Like here.
Down, yeah, about there, I'd say. And I'd sort of hide in between the trunks and just sort of like hunker down there. Because it gives me a good position to like cast Agnes or Scorcher if we let them go far enough.
True enough. All right. And yeah, I'd say that's easy enough to sort of hide behind the trunks and the shrub.
I just want to double check. Give me a range on Coda, because I don't actually want to hit him by mistake.
35 feet.
Ooh, it's going to be close. I'm going to have to angle it further down. That's fine, though. I'll angle it along the road more, because I don't want to accidentally set Coda on fire. That would be... I'd never live that one down.
I mean, I do have the fire, so wouldn't be the worst thing.
Resistance or immune?
Resistance.
Right.
So then,
Yeah.
put me below the shrub below Kesef.
So like here.
There. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Perfect. And again, with you and how short you are, because you're still a small creature, I'd say you can even duck down just a little bit and hide there without having to go prone.
That's great.
Heck yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you guys would like to do? Any spells you want to cast ahead of time?
Let me...
Anything like that?
I was looking through my spells. I don't really have any that I can is like for a prep of anything.
That's fair.
Unless I wanted to tiny hut.
That's fair.
How would they react if they came along and there was just a tiny hut in the middle of the road?
Actually, in prep, Coda will actually cast Armor of Agathis.
How long does that last?
Hour?
An hour. Oh yeah, an hour. So I'll wait until.
Yeah, I'll say that you can sort of. That's what you're going to plan to cast. You sort of have that ready once Naira sort of gives you the go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else from anybody?
I think. Because I'm wondering if I should be there or if I should be on the other side of the road. Because if Hawthorne's main goal is to then scorch them, they would need to be lower, and I couldn't really hit them there from where I am now. Although, well, no, because Coda's going to start off with the thing. I'll say if I throw a fireball right into the middle as they get into that clearing.
I mean, I might mind to that.
Because then that'll stop him. And then Hawthorne, that'll put him right in his range.
Can I prepare a spell?
I mean, like, you wouldn't prepare it now because you don't know how much
Yeah,
time.
but like when I hear them coming,
like,
can I get spell prepared?
Yeah, I'll say you sort of, that'd be like ready in action.
Right, I want to prepare sleep at 2nd level.
Alright, yeah.
And basically, as the wagon comes into range, I'm going to cast sleep and see how many of them I can put to sleep.
Yeah, of course.
Interesting.
I mean, I'll probably get most of the grunts off our back, because they all fall asleep, because I'm I'm assuming if they're grunts, they're probably going to have lower HP. Probably not so little that I'm going to put them all to sleep, but I might get 1 or 2 of them to sleep, because it's like I roll at second level, it's 7d8.
Yeah, it's
so,
possible.
yeah. I'm able to get 1 or 2 of them to fall asleep, and that takes a little bit of a bit off our back.
Yeah. Anything else from anybody?
Nah.
Yeah, I think I'm about as ready as I'm gonna be.
I'm good to go.
Alright. Just figure something out real quick.
This is where Jitachi quickly buffs the HP of all the grunts.
Nah. So you guys all, after talking your plan out, you knock down the tree, get into your positions, and you sort of wait. You wait for some time. Several hours go by as you wait for the signal from Naira. The sort of day passes by, you sort of sit in your positions, eat what rations you have.
I'd probably send just fiddle with the infiltrator ski and have a look at it for once.
Yeah, try and, investigate some items on you, try and avoid falling asleep while really moving from your positions. And eventually, sort of as the day starts to end, the sun starts to set. Hawthorne, you, your voice behind you in the tree. They're coming. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh, you son of a...
I had a feeling.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Getting about that time, and I figured this is a perfect spot to let you guys plan, and we'll get right into the battle next time.
I was hoping to commit murder.
You can commit murder next time.
That was 2 sessions without combat. God damn it.
Yeah, you consider how long the combat would take. You don't want to really stop that mid.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, hey, listen, pretty much every other session before these two had combat,
Yeah.
it's not like you had a lack of combat.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. Like, yeah, yesterday was like our gearing up session. This session, like, the important thing is, look, we were just saying dumb shit. And that's my favorite thing about it.
Yeah.
Like
It was like a
you were
nice RP setup session.
You were saying, John, it's like, oh, we need to stop derailing this. But that whole fucking derail about the middle finger was probably the funniest thing to happen this session.
Fair. It was great fun. I was just like, come on, I want to fight things. I mentioned for combat.
Well, we will be starting next time with combat. I just wrote down a few things just in case, like, I'm like Coda's prepping Armor of Agthis, Hawthorne's prepping Sleep, just to keep track of, just in case we all forget. Wrote that down. I'm going to keep this battle map set up so that you guys are pretty much in your positions that you guys wanted. And yeah, next week we will see what happens as the as yet unnamed group.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, hint, hint.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, hint,
their
hint. Pick a
ambush.
fucking name.
And yeah, I hope you guys all have fun tonight.
As always.
It was a good time.
I'm glad that I've started becoming a note boy. It's been very helpful.
Yes,
Right.
I love No Voice.
Well, now I need to consider who I'm going to send a raid over to, so
Yeah.
I will be back in a moment. Hopefully you guys join us for the awesome raid to have friend.
Hell yeah.
Back
Bye,
in a second.
chat.
Bye.
Alright, well, with that, I guess it is time to end. And as I did say, we are going to go on a raid. We're going to send the love over to my really good friend, Rival Will. He is playing some Unite, and I assume he's playing with some good friends of ours. If he's playing with who I think it is, it's probably Kevin and the like. I don't actually know who it is he's playing with because I don't show you teams. Yeah, he's playing with at least Ian, and there's probably others in the squad. So, yeah, we're gonna send the love over to him. So here's his link. We're gonna hit him with that hashtag Scott's raid, and we are gonna go and show him the love. So yeah, Thanks to everyone that dropped by the stream today. Hope you all had a good time, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.